Hello there, I'm Mike and I'm back again to talk about property investment, mainly for people who are first time investors or people who are thinking about buying an investment property for the first time but are worried or concerned and haven't quite got the confidence to do it. Well, I've just got this video here which I want to talk to you about, and it's real estate investment revolves around tenants, of course, and everybody who thinks about investing in property and wants to buy an investment property, they all say the same thing. How am I going to get tenants? And what will they be like? Will they be good? How will I help them? Will they be bad? Will they run off with the money? Will they damage the property? We all hear these and we all have the same concerns when we first enter the industry. Well, my video today is the 5 things which, how to keep a good tenant. So you've rented your property out, you've got your tenants and you're quite happy with them, and the main thing is you want peace of mind and you want your investment to grow and just remain stable. Everybody does. Number 1 is be respectful to your tenants. Now, when you might have known if you've seen previous videos, I do all my property management myself. Now, when I get people coming in for the first time, I'm respectful of them. I have a long chat with them about my expectations on what I want from them on regarding rent payment on time, maintenance of the property, cleanliness, the yard, landscaping, just the general things about living in a property and what my expectations as a landlord is. And I'm very open and honest with the tenants, and you have to be. It's no good handing over the keys to people without telling them what your expectations are. They need to know that if you're a fussy landlord or you've got a certain standard that you want, then you need to tell your tenant that before they move in. So I tell them, I do the leasing and everything, and I expect that I tell them, you look after me and I'll look after you. And if you look after the house, pay the rent on time, we won't have any issues. Number 2 is I do everything by the book. By the laws of the land, the documentation, everything has got to be done by the regulations of the government involved in the property management and the courts and all the laws associated with it. Because if you do that and you've got good quality tenants, they will pick that up straight away, that you are doing everything by the book, all the paperwork, everything, the collection of the bond, all the notices, everything's been done professionally. And if you've got good tenants, that will give them confidence that you're a good landlord. And if you've got that relationship and got that communication, then you'll have a good relationship and you won't have problems. Number 3 is don't be greedy. As a landlord, if you're happy with your tenants, you cannot afford to be too greedy with rent increases. Good tenants are hard to find. Really good tenants are very difficult to find. And if you've got that situation, of course, you've got to increase the rent because costs associated with running the property are always increasing. So that needs to be handed on because it's a business to you. You're not running a charity. So tenants understand that. They know that the landlord's in it as far as a superannuation scheme for themselves. It's a small business to a lot of people, and you've got to make it pay. It's your future. It's your financial position. So most tenants will understand that. But if you get too greedy with the rent increases, obviously you run the risk of losing your good tenants, and that's something you can't afford to do. Number 4 is fixed maintenance. I'm very strong on this. I always have been. If you've got tenants and they contact you and if there's maintenance issues, you don't just let it sit for a couple of weeks or a month. You get onto it straight away. And if you're happy with your tenants and you show that you get onto their request for a maintenance issue immediately, then most tenants are really, really impressed with that. You know, you contact them back within 24 hours and say, yes, all right, Bill or Karen, whoever it is, I've got the electrician, I've got the plumber organised, I've got the person coming, I've booked them in. They will be there such and such a date on that such and such a time. You organise it, you do it quickly, you do it professionally, and your tenants will pick it up immediately. And then, of course, you're a good landlord, and obviously your relationship's much better with them. You get a better response. Your property will be looked after better. People will respect you better, and it's better for everybody all concerned. Number 5 is extensions of the lease. I always do this very quickly, or at least 2 months before the end of the lease is due to expire. I contact my tenants through a written letter, a special form extension of the lease. Now, the lease is the most important thing. I don't do word of mouth tenancies. Everything is documented. Everything's signed off by me, the landlord, and the lease, the tenant. They know exactly where they stand on the term of the lease, the rent figure, etc., etc. They feel confident. Once they know what their next 12 months looks like and that you've renewed their lease and everything's above board, they know if there's a rent increase, they're aware of it and they sign off on it, then they respect you. They understand that it's a business, you're a professional, and you'll have a much, much better relationship with your tenant. So they're the 5 keys that I see in keeping tenants, because as property investors, you don't want to be having new tenants coming in and out every 6 months. And you will have that if you don't look after your tenants. So I hope that's helped for people out there who are just moving into the industry and buying their first rental property. Thanks for listening. Bye.